Welcome to Business Beyond the Game. I'm your host, Eric Jackson, and we're joined by the young bull, Brooklyn rapper and producer, HDBeenDope. How are you, sir?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm happy to be here. Thank you, man.
Oh, yeah, man. Now, you're from Brooklyn. Does that make you a Giants or a Jets fan?
Giants fans growing up for sure. Giants.
A big blue. I like it. I
Yeah,
like it.
yeah.
Well, as one of the rising stars, HD, in this rap game, it's the 50th anniversary of the hip hop, and I'm really curious. What does that mean to you personally?
I mean, hip hop changed everything for me. I always think about like where would I be without hip hop, and it's like I feel like I would be lost. You know what I mean? Because it was so important in my development years. You know what I mean? So it really structured the way I even view the world. So hip hop is everything to me. You know? So I feel like being able to celebrate its 50 years is fire because it's changed so many lives, and then to just be able to kind of highlight that and then see how many lives it's changing for the future generations is beautiful to see, you know?
And I love talking about like the conversions like hip hop and sports, and I've been to a lot of sporting events, right? And it feels like hip hop's replaced rock music inside stadiums and arenas in a lot of ways. Like, does it seem that way to you? I'm curious when you go to games.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And you know, it's even funny because the way I approach music is even with sports in mind. You feel me? Because I feel like hip hop as a whole is just about people overcoming. Like that's what hip hop at its core is. People that's taking what they have and trying to get to a better place. And that's what sports is. You know what I'm saying? You have
Yeah.
this vision in your mind of where you can be athletically, and it's about trying to meet that. You feel me? So I think the hip hop music and sports, the mentality it collides, and I think that's why hip hop is so great for the backdrop of so many sports. You know, that's what you're seeing now. It's great to see.
I know, and your hit song Mamba, that's been the lead for the songs of the season, which highlights various
Yeah.
artists across NFL platforms. Like when you were putting that one together, did you know that was the one that was going to take off? I'm curious your
Look,
thoughts.
for me, I was thinking back to my classic days. You know, I used to play Impact, you know, playing basketball when I was like 6 or 7. I said, what's the music that I need to hear when I was on the court? You feel me? That's what I was trying to do with Mamba. So honestly, 6-year-old me, you know, before my asthma started acting up, going crazy, he would have loved this on the court. And I knew that that's the music that I want to make, you know, because honestly, it's the music that resonates with me as, you know, the artist that's trying to get to something greater. I know it's going to resonate with the people, you know, in the sports world because that's where I come from. I'm being honest when I say, you know, with Impact, like that was me, 6 years old, 7 years old. I was playing sports, and my cousins, they were playing sports. So it's like basketball was a foundation in my family. You feel me? So everything kind of comes from that musically, even. So it's dope to see them kind of combine now.
Yeah, and you had some of the top stars in sports, give a nod and like to that song. I'm sure that felt really great.
Yeah.
With more leagues and video games like NBA 2K showcasing newer artists, HD, like how much do you think this can become a new lane for up and coming artists like yourself? More added visibility through that lane, like video games.
Yeah, I think it would definitely become a bigger lane because honestly, being able to score just content with music, you know, we're in this content driven generation. Like that's where everything's moving forward. And with so many pieces of content, music is important. Music controls the emotion in the content. So I think you'll see a lot of up and coming artists just getting those opportunities because we're just moving in a content space, you know, just as a whole.
Right. Right. I mean, your song "Top" on Madden a couple years ago did really well. Like, we've seen artists gain a lot of traction off, of viral platforms like TikTok. Like, do you
Yeah.
think sports can provide a similar spark with, especially high energy songs like Mamba and, getting people going?
Oh, definitely. Honestly, because I think when you're at a sporting event, you're hearing the music adds to the moment. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what syncs do with music. They add to those moments. And now that record, while it may be just a great record on its own, now it stands along with this moment. So that record is that much more. And honestly, that's what we live for is those moments, you know? And sports provides us with that. You combine music on top of it. Come on, man. It's unforgettable.
I know. I think the intersection of sports and music is like more evident than ever. The Big 12 Conference, for example, has made a big effort to bring more music acts in.
Yeah.
Nelly's performing at the football championship game in December. Like, how much are you just personally trying to capitalize on this wave? You have the crossover deal with Puma and other things going on right now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for me, it's really just combining, the music and kind of showing face with what we have going on. Because even what I stand for, you see, like on my hat right here is lab, right? Learn and become better. Like that's what I stand for in music. I think every day you're gonna learn something, make yourself, whether it's something complex, pardon, whether it's something complex or it's something simple. But I feel like if you're taking things and learning them and not actually making yourself better in any way, there's no real point of learning. You know what I'm saying? So that's something I stand by just in my life. And now being able to like integrate that with sports, because at the end of the day, it's just all about having that discipline, and that's the major key in sports in general, so for me it's bringing those worlds outside of the music and really tapping into the mentality that is required just to get forward, you know.
No, definitely, for sure. And when you're creating music, HD, how difficult is it to, try to get that viral hit that's kind of catch on versus, staying authentic to yourself and in the creation
For
process?
me, the biggest thing is it's not very difficult because every song that has, been attached to a bigger moment has been made from a very pure place. When I sat down and made those songs, even, you mentioned Top, that was made for Madden, but with me sitting down to make that, I was thinking back to me playing Madden when I was a kid. Like, what do I want that to feel like? So these come from real like pure places, So I
Right,
think
right.
as long as I'm creating from that place, the music is going, attached to wherever it needs to, and people are going to feel it the way they're supposed to.
Yeah, no, definitely. Do you think that's kind of the difference now of this next generation of rappers, including yourself, kind of tapping in, right, to the moments per se, or, just the trends that are going on? You mentioned, it's a content driven world right now.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it's necessary as an artist to be aware, and awareness is key. That's self-awareness, but also awareness to the world around you, So I feel like in order to get ahead just as an artist, just creatively, you need that awareness. So, of course, you'll see a lot of artists kind of incorporating particular trends and things like that. But, with me, when I approach anything that may be considered trendy, I always try to make sure I'm attacking it from my lens, because at the end of the day, people can't do it the way I'm doing it, So that's my always my focus.
I think I read something about, I think you did a previous interview and you said you're really focusing on your legacy at the end of the day. And how
Definitely.
much do you think just sports and entertainment is a part of that legacy at the end of the day?
I mean, you think about just the traditions that hold true in sports. You think about the NCAA, like so many college traditions. We talk about me and my cousin were talking the other day about the Seminoles. Oh, like just moments like that. Like that is something that I feel is everlasting. It's generations later that you still hold these traditions, and that's something that I believe in. With what I'm speaking about in the music, the legacy that I'm trying to leave. As I mentioned earlier with Lab, it's like these are things that I want to instill in generations beyond me. You know what I mean? Just to at least have that foundation.
Right. And just speaking of the intersection of, sports and music, your agency, Roc Nation,
Yeah.
partnered with the NFL a few years ago. We've seen this play out from social justice movements to Super Bowl halftime shows. What's next for that partnership, HD, from what you know?
Oh man, I mean, great things. I feel like every time I'm privy to any information that's coming together with NFL Roc Nation, it's always something that feels like it's furthering just the mentality what we're doing. You know what I mean? So, and even music, like the song of the season in the NFL, Mamba having the song of the season, I feel like that's incredible in itself because again, it goes back to that message. The music is one thing, but the message that we're promoting is further. That's the vehicle, and to be able to have that in tandem with the NFL, something that is across so many different people. You know what I'm saying? To be able to
Right.
hear that message, it's incredible. So you got to say shout out to Roc Nation for that. That's incredible, man.
Yeah. How long till you're performing at MetLife Stadium?
Hey, man, I'm planning on it right now. I'm planning on it right now.
No, that's great, man. I love to ask people this question when they come on the show, HD. And I know it's early in your career, but what's the best business lesson you've learned so far, just early on, for you?
Wow, that's good. Best business lesson I would say is make sure you keeping track of your funds. I feel like it's easy, especially in hip hop. hip hop is a freelance job, like realistically, and it's easy to just have money coming in and out and not really paying attention to what's exactly happening. And I feel like you can't really take control over your finances until you actually understand them. So that's the major thing, understanding your finances.
Hey man, taking care of the bread. I love it. I love
For
it.
sure, for sure.
Well, we're gonna wrap up on that one. There you have it, folks. That's HDBeenDope, a rising star in the rap game. Have some new music coming out soon. Y'all check it out.
Yes,
HC, I
sir.
appreciate you. Appreciate you so much coming on,
Hey,
man.
thank you, man. Thank you. This was great.